Hello. Hello. There we go. Monica, I see you. I've never done this. So this is going to be a little bit of a learning experience. New, turn on subscribers only. New managing. Okay. How are you? Good morning. I know it's like super early to be hopping in here, but I wanted to, sorry, finishing my breakfast. I wanted to chat about the changes to Posh. So I think we'll just give it a few minutes for people to join in. I know it was like last minute, so I'm sure notifications are going out, but we'll just let them, people coming in, say hi as you come in. Let me know you're in here. Yeah. I am kind of surprised about the change, not gonna lie. Hello, good morning. Um, good morning, good morning. Okay, so just let anyone know that's jumping in, you have to be a subscriber to comment. So if you're not a subscriber, make sure you subscribe or you won't be able to comment. Hey, Cindy. Mm, I'm drinking my coffee out of my Tim Hortons mug. So cute. I love the ski one with the mountains. I'm sure you guys, if you live in Canada, I'm sure you have seen this mug at the thrift store. That's where we got ours, but they're my favorites. Good morning. Hello. Um, so I should start too. I got the email yesterday. I was at work. We've been really busy at the hospital. Like, I don't know, it's like mind-blowing how busy our emerge is and the units and stuff. So I haven't had a lot of time to do stuff. And when I'm on a break, I'm like, eat and chill. Like, I don't want to. Sometimes I don't even want to go on my phone on my break. I just want to like relax, have small talk with my coworkers, and just like decompress because it's just been very, very busy. So, yeah, I got the email yesterday and I was like, wow. This is kind of crazy. Wasn't expecting it. I mean, especially since they just had Posh Fest, did not announce it. Like, to me, this is something you announce at Posh Fest to all the people that love Posh, that paid to be there. Like, again, I think this happened last year too. And the year before maybe. And every time I'm just like, man, I'd be so choked as a seller to pay. For me, it probably would have cost $3,000 to go down there for 4 days. And them not do the announcement there and do it like weeks after, I don't know, always rubs me wrong because I feel like those events are where you should be making your announcements to the people that have, traveled all that way kind of thing. But I don't work for Posh. So my understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, I was just reviewing. I actually didn't even review it yesterday. You guys, I'm a bad seller. You know what? Platforms change. I've like come to terms with it that I have no control over what platforms do, any type of changes they implement. Even after the change, to me, like it doesn't make sense for me to get angry about it or upset because I can't change it, right? So I try to just more go with the flow in the last bit and last year or two than I used to. So that's probably why you guys don't see as much content about it. I'm just not trying to swim upstream anymore. So let's go over it. I did just pull up the Poshmark blog, and they actually have, I thought I saw Canada and US, but it must just be US. I believe it's just the US, right? I'm going to try and create, hold on, I'm going to create a kind of a screen with just Posh and YouTube because I got a million tabs open on my monitor right now. Okay. So if you guys want to chime in, it's US only, correct? Good morning. Good morning. US only. Okay. And this is trial. Not everyone has it. I actually got a couple messages from people today that said they didn't have it. So, I haven't even checked my own closet. Like I said, I just like hopped on and was like, I should read about this. What is this? So it's a 1, 2, 3 fee schedule, right? Items under $15, $1 plus 5.99, 5.99% of order total. And order total is the cost there, the price of the item, the shipping cost, and applicable taxes. So that's a similar fee structure, I believe, to eBay. eBay is order total. The part that I don't like about the way eBay does it is that sometimes for me, my um, shipping can be higher, so it kind of forces you to do cheaper shipping. I do 9.99 flat rate shipping to the US. In Canada, I do like 14.99. I don't usually sell items that would cost more than that to sell, so the 14.99, but still, like, having to pay eBay fees on top of that shipping to me just, like, irks me a little, but whatever, it's the cost to play, right? So I have done the rough math on a couple of items, and it does work out that we're taking more money. Now, I don't think it's a crazy amount more money. Like, I think they're dangling a carrot, and most times it was like $1 or $2 more. It was very strategic, I think, to make it look better, but not necessarily like crazy. It's not like they went from 20% to 10%. That's not how it went. It's, like, pretty marginal when you do the calculations. Now and the way they trick you is that they give you that 5.99, come on, that's like a banker's or a grocery store tactic, but it's 6%. And the trick is that it's on the total cost, not just the cost of the item, which is what it was before. Now, this is interesting, and I read this, and again, I want you guys to clarify with me. So the buyer protection fee, it's the 1, 2, 3 schedule. So same $15, then 15 to 49.99, and then $50 and over. And it's the $3 plus we're just going to say 6% of the total. But in the fine print, it says for sellers, this fee covers credit card processing fees, a Posh post shipping label. So I'm going to head back to YouTube. So does that mean, can anyone strange communication strategy. I agree, Jasta. So can anyone clarify that fee? Does that give them their shipping label? Like they no longer pay for the item plus the shipping. It's just going to be the item plus the 1, 2, 3 and that 6%. Is that how it works? Because that's actually kind of crazy. Like they're going to be making good money on expensive items. Did anyone read further into that? Just going to wait to hear from you guys because that's the way I read it. Which, good morning from Michigan. Hello, hello. We're just going over the Poshmark changes. If you're just jumping in order to comment, you have to be a subscriber. So make sure you hit subscribe. Yes, you think that's correct, Cindy. Okay, perfect. That's exactly how they word it. So, and then they have like, okay, so I'm gonna just pop this in case you guys are wondering what I'm looking at when I pop over. I'm gonna put this into the chat. This is the blog post that I'm reading that kind of breaks stuff down. And then like halfway down, it has how the fee structure helps sellers earn more. So they have some like costs of items and how it actually works out what you're taking home. Um, Benefit to the seller. Yeah, you got to be selling some pretty pricey things. Sorry, I'm just reading this to make like a substantial increase in your earnings on those items. But if I'm being honest, so seller, FAQ, buyer, FAQs. Okay, seller. When does the fee structure go into effect? Started today, US market only. You don't need to update your listings. It's your email. Okay, someone asked like, or one of the questions is, where can I see the seller fee total for my listing? Once your item sells, it'll show up. So same as before, where you could look at the details of where all the money, how it adds up. Next one, buyer FAQ. What does the buyer protection fee cover? I actually was wondering this. The buyer protection fee is a part of the new fee structure that applies to every purchase made on Poshmark. It covers services like Posh Protect, which guarantees a refund if the item isn't as described or doesn't arrive, which is something they already offered. If the item isn't as described, they would give you a refund. If it didn't arrive, they would give you a refund. And then it includes Posh Authenticate, and this is where they will authenticate items, 24/7 customer service on every order, and ongoing product improvements. This fee is common across many online marketplaces to ensure buyer safety and continued improvements across your shopping experience. It's interesting because those are things that they already provided. So now they're trying to tell people we're going to charge you to provide those. Um, so something I've noticed in the last little bit is that, oh, thank you. Hey, Steph. Um, Something I've noticed in the last little bit is that the cases have been getting like crazier. Like I feel like I get way more cases than I ever used to, and I'm still sourcing and selling the same quality of items. I've also seen I've probably had my return, like my actual return rate where Poshmark approves the cases is probably a bit higher in the last 6 months than it was previously. And I wonder with that too, if this is their way of recouping costs. So every time someone returns an item, Poshmark is out the shipping cost, which is whatever. I mean, in the US, I don't even know what the shipping costs are in the US. I know like that first, is it 7.95? I don't even know what the full price is. I just know that first tier is 5.95. And in Canada, I think it's like 13.50 or something. So they're out that cost. I'm wondering by charging the buyer, they're recouping some of that cost into the cases and returns they're doing. Like I always think if I am getting like an increase in cases and returns on the quality of items that I'm selling, I can't imagine some of the sellers that sell like less quality items, the amount of cases that they're getting. Because I think that's like people are just trying to get the best deal. 7.95. Good morning. Good morning, Freya. Thank you. So I don't know how I feel about it. I don't think it's like a bad thing. Like I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts? What do you think? Um, it seems like we're going to make a little bit more money on our items. The way it's broken down is going to be fun to figure out in tax season. Um, Also interested to see how our seller report is going to break down now, if they're going to make any changes to that. Hello, everyone that's popping in. But the way it's rolling out on the US side, if it's $6 and they get the shipping label and it's the tiered 1, 2, 3 for depending on the cost of the item. So I guess items that are selling for more than $50, the buyer's going to pay maybe a little bit more, but it doesn't actually change much. Does that make sense? Like if I sell an item for $50 and they would normally pay $7.97 for shipping, now they're going to pay that $6 plus 3, so $9. They're paying a dollar, what does it work? $1.05 more. You know what I mean? Um Oh no, because that's 6%. Shit. No, that's 6, sorry. I don't even think I'm supposed to swear on live. That 6% would be the total value. Yeah, I don't know if they actually if it ends up costing people more. Has anyone done the math on that? I'm just gonna grab a sheet of paper. Like as a buyer, so a buyer buys something for $50, they're gonna pay the $3 and then they're gonna pay 6% of 50. So 50 times, which is another $3. So they're actually only paying $6. And if I'm reading this correctly, they get the shipping label included in that. Um, so that's a better deal. Now, the next question I'll have, I guess we'll figure this out in the next couple days. If you're a US seller, is how our shipping discounts work. Has anyone looked at that? I'm really coming to you guys. Posh will benefit on the lower and medium sales. That's what I think. I think they're gonna benefit on the higher sales too. Oh, no, because compared to the 20%, you're right. Yeah. Yeah, I think they're gonna make more money on those under 49.99, and it's funny because they've also been pushing that, like, I didn't notice it 'cause I don't spend as much time on the app, but I saw people posting on Instagram that they were today's like, on the news feed, it was, like, $5 items or, like, $2 items or something, like, it was, like, super, super cheap items that they were pushing. Um, and I think that this fee structure does also slightly maybe benefit people that sell lower ticket items because they will be paying less commission. And the crazy thing is, this is like people in the US won't know this, but in the US, what is it like 295 under $15? Is that correct? I think we pay more in Canada in that commission for those cheaper items. Cindy says Posh will benefit on the lower and medium sales, not as much on the higher items. Susan, Nikki Buys just posted a video with a breakdown. I'm gonna have to check hers out. And Cindy says, which makes sense because many can't purchase high cost items. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And, like, at first I thought that it was that buyer fee plus the shipping, but if that buyer fee includes their shipping label, I don't know if this is really gonna impact us that much as sellers, you know? I heard a lot of or I saw a lot of, like I felt like I was doom scrolling yesterday when I was on Instagram, and I kinda switched out of my reselling Instagram account because I was like, "I don't wanna see all this." Like, people were just really upset. And now that I break this down, like, I don't think this is a crazy change. I don't know if this is really going to impact us that much. What I'm hoping is that maybe buyers have a little bit more confidence because now it's like stated as a buyer protection fee. Um, and as long as like I said, as long as I'm interpreting this correctly, that they are not being charged on top a shipping label, that buyer protection includes their shipping label, then it will impact because some don't wanna pay a fee f to purchase an item. Yeah, so but I think that fee, though, does it not just replace the shipping like, they're not being charged a shipping label on top. It says in here that that fee includes what does the seller fee covers credit card processing fees, a Posh Post shipping label, external advertising costs on third-party platforms, 24-hour customer service for every sale. So, it's not like they're paying that fee plus shipping. My understanding is that they're just paying that fee, that's it. Does that make sense? Like, do you guys agree? Has anyone read through it that would say that it says something differently? Like, I'm very open to what you guys have as an opinion or what you think. Do you guys wanna, like, click on that link? And just read that and just, like, be like, "Yeah, that makes sense." Because I honestly, I think that's what they're saying. So, if that is the case, like, say you sell an item for $10, and I'm not doing taxes on this, that's gonna be the $1 the 123 is the $1, right? The 10 times 0.06 is, like, 60 cents. So, to me, the buyer is only paying $11.60. They're actually paying less for the item. Does that make sense? Why does that seem, like, crazy? What example do they give? Um, yeah, item or bundle price, a $3 item, they would the fixed rate would be $1, the variable seller fee, they have it at 70 cents. Why is it how oh, because it's over the total cost. Gosh darn it, that's gonna get me every time, you guys. Okay, so 11 times 0.06. Yeah, it's still a very reasonable amount. Okay, Steph, I seen a post on Facebook page for Poshmark, and it looks like the fee is separate on top of the shipping amount, but I could be wrong. It was a breakdown of a sale before the fee and change and after. I understood it as additional fee on top of shipping. If they think they're using it to get more money back on the ship. Oh, thank you for clarifying. Yeah, they're not including that on here. Like on their blog, it doesn't they're not breaking it down like that. That would make more sense. Wonder why they say that. Like, why do they say it covers the Posh Post shipping label in their seller FAQ? That's weird. That would make more sense. Yeah, they're vague on their blog. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Very vague. Okay, so Nancy, because the US priority mail for £5 costs way more than $7.97, which is what Posh charges. Yeah. Okay. Yes, so buyers and sellers essentially pay the same, except the buyer is still gonna pay the shipping. Okay, so if that's the case, then yeah, I think that it's gonna be a lot tougher for people with those lower ASP items. The fee is flat plus the variable. Yeah. And so just to clarify, they are still being charged the shipping plus that flat. Yeah, that's crazy then. I do think that's gonna impact people then. If it was the other way around, I was like, "Oh, this could be not bad." Um, yeah, and is on top for buyers. Okay, thank you. Thank you guys for clarifying that. Yeah, it's not clear. They never are super clear. Everything rolls out to look amazing, but then yeah, they're definitely making more money. I think they almost would have been better off just to keep it as the 20% split, how they're dividing up that 20% within the business instead of trying to offload it. I don't know why. Like, what do you guys think? Why do you think they would offload it onto the seller? Good morning. Good morning, Mandy. And the variable includes the sales tax, shipping, and the sales price. Okay, so why do you think they broke it down this way? Does anyone have any thoughts on that? I I don't know why, because I do think it's gonna impact buyers for sure then. Um, I mean, sellers make a bit more money, but we're not really making more money if people don't wanna buy on the app because it's costing them more money. Yeah, I don't know, like, are there any other apps that charge the buyer that fee, like that percentage? I do actually, you know what? Some of them do charge that credit card processing fee. So I don't know if the law changed in the US, but the law changed here in Canada where online platforms can transfer over the credit card fee, and it can be up to 3% of like the total cost that they're charging. Yeah, it's all about greed. Totally. Making more money. And I think it's been a slower year in retail for everyone, not just online, like everywhere. Nancy, I saw people comparing it to Macari, but they got rid of sellers' fees altogether. So you could lower your prices and everyone still made and paid the same. Loretta, Macari, and Depop have both gone this way. So Macari and Depop both are charging the buyers a percentage for buyer protection. Is that correct? Is that what you're saying? Val, I feel as a seller, we should be taking on that fee. You know what? And that's what I mean. Like, I would rather keep it as the 20% than to push off the fee to the seller or to the buyer, sorry. I do think that that's a little bit of a deterrent. People are already complaining about the costs. Sorry, I'm just watching the chat as I talk. People are already complaining about the costs right now, the cost of life. And I just, it's going to yeah, I do think it's gonna push out the secondhand a little bit. And I think it's gonna become harder depending on what your business model is. So this may push more people to try and get the higher ASP items. It may limit the people that are like if you're volume selling, you're gonna wanna be volume selling in bundles probably. Those single sales that are the lower ticket items, I think are gonna become a little bit harder, or it's gonna have to be like a smoke and deal, like where someone's already saving 80% off of the retail price. Okay, so they've both gotten rid of seller fees. I think Vinted charged buyers too when they were in Canada. Yeah, and look where Vinted went. Val, yes, I think Depop announced that last week. No selling fees. Wow. My theory, pickled Millard. Pickled Medillard. Oh, that's a different word. My theory is that a large proportionate of sales now come from low price sales, especially from live sales. So it's a way to make more money off of live sales. Yeah, because they're selling those lower ticket items, but they're getting them in bundles, so then they were paying less. I agree. This might be more geared toward those under, $30, under $25 sales. I don't think Macari calls the fees to the yeah. There's less live sales where people are selling high ASP items. I agree with that. And, how is live selling going? Is anyone in here live sell? Is it busy? I've talked to 1 or 2 live sellers just here in Canada, and they've noticed a decrease in their sales. Um, so and I don't know, like, I don't it doesn't flood my feed. I guess I'm not on my I can't even give good data on this, guys. I'm thinking, when I'm on Posh, I don't really get flooded with the live sales stuff the way I was, say a year ago. But to be honest, I don't really go on Poshmark on my phone unless I'm commenting back to someone, doing a sale thing, doing the odd shopping for myself. Okay, sorry, I'm gonna catch up on the chat. So, Zoe, I don't think Macari calls the fees to the buyer a buyer protection fee. There's less live sales where people say, okay, so but as a buyer in the live sale, will it now show you the extra charges? Well, that's it. If it doesn't, I think people are going to get quick to it when they come in, purchase one item, they get the bill. I think if anything, you're going to get more cancellations as a live seller because people are going to purchase, right? Go and look at the purchase and then be like, "What? I just got charged an additional $15 to purchase this? Nah. No, I'm going to cancel this sale or I'm going to request to cancel." So Nancy, I'm just curious whose idea 5.99 plus $1, $2, $3 was. It's so strange. Isn't that right? Me too. I know. When I saw that, I was like, what are they doing? Like how, yeah. How does this work out? Yeah, what is the difference between the 1, 2, 3? I think if anything, they probably wanted it to be like closer to the 2 or $3, and they did the 1 for the people that are selling those lower ticket items, right? So I think the 1, 2 because they know that it needs to be incentivized, needs to be an incentive. I don't even know how to say that word. For the people that are selling those lower ticket items. Just made a sale for 49 and my fee was 5.29. Uh, which is well, because your fee will be based on that plus the shipping then. Yeah. So $49 plus $2 plus we'll say $7.95 shipping, which is $58.95 times 0.06. That doesn't make sense. Because that would be 357. Oh, I guess plus the where do they add that $2? Yeah, this is gonna get tricky. I wonder if that $2 is added on and then you pay the percentage. No, you wouldn't have paid the percentage on that $2. So 49 plus, we'll say 7.95, and then times your taxes. I don't even know what the tax rate is right now in US sales. Yeah, I think that works out to be about right. Which if you had made a $49 sale before, point 0.2 would be 980. So it's definitely less. That fee, Miss T, that fee would be less than what it was before. Chantel, Nancy, probably a consult from using a machine learning tool. I agree. I feel like they're doing well on lives if they bulk and sell for 5 and do volume. Yeah, I've seen that too. I've seen people now that like have a poly mailer and they like fill people's poly mailers. It sounds like the $1, $2, $3 is to cover the reduced shipping cost. What does that mean? Why do you mean Valpal? Why are you saying the reduced shipping cost? Sales tax. Yeah, Susan, I that's what I was like, "Oh, frick, I don't even know what those are." Like, specifically in the US. So, I don't sell on Depop, but that's the big gripe I hear from Depop sellers all of the time, in that buyers make offers but then don't pay because they don't see the final price until checkout. Yeah, I would agree. I would agree. I do love the 5.95 shipping program. I know I'm beta, so it won't last, but 85% are me sending an offer with discounted shipping. Um, yeah, I agree. So, okay, I kinda saw I guess I should talk about that. I don't even know. I saw it pop up and I didn't even read into it because I didn't get into it. So what is the beta testing on that 5.95 shipping? Is it a fee that you pay monthly to be in that program? How is that working? And I think Poshmark wants to move towards higher ASP sales for a variety of reasons, and also charging the buyer gives them pause before purchasing, wondering if they're going to make returns easier. Valpal. So they are giving all Posh ambassadors 5.95 shipping, but it has to come from somewhere. They aren't just going to lose money on shipping. I agree. So I'm not a Posh ambassador in the US. I have to be able to make a sale and leave a love note, I think, to do that, and maybe make a sale or something, but I haven't been able to do that because my shipping label, I guess I should do that. I should figure something out and try and get that then. I never really cared. You know what? I never found that being a Posh ambassador changed things drastically, but maybe I should try and get that now so that I can get that 5.95 shipping. I wonder if they made that contract with, USPS about the shipping rate or whatever, but you gotta understand, like, tons of people are shipping items that are way less than that 7.95 shipping label, so I wonder if the USPS keeps track of that, and that's how they're able to offer this. Maybe they're kinda averaging more out. Shanna, people beg my items all the time on the Depop and then crickets, no sale. Yeah. Josh, hello. Good morning from Canada. Hello, Emmy. It's free right now until the end of the year for ambassadors. Not sure what that will be after. Yeah, I agree. Wonder what they're going to do with that. Loretta, we have a lot of USPS shipping fraud here in the United States with people claiming lost packages. I have to wonder if Posh pays for any of that and if that factors into. I agree. I agree. Somehow Posh has become like scammers haven, and I think they're dealing with a lot of back end issues, and rather than, I don't know, like, I don't even know what the fix is. I think they need to go kind of like eBay, that if people have some sort of standing, that that accounts for something. I think they should look at people's like star ratings, people's reviews. Like, there has to be a ranking way to rank sellers, that if there's a bogus claim, like, those lost packages, those just annoy me too, and I feel bad for Posh because then they're paying out both. Carl, they're explaining this on Posh Sidekick. Kathy, I'm gonna have to head over to Posh Sidekick. I didn't even touch base with Mike and Erica on this, but I'm sure they are. Josh, hi Shanna. Emmy, it's called Posh Pass, so I'm guessing they're going to have a monthly fee for the discounted shipping program. Okay. Val, but the sad part of all this is what happened to splitting bundles for shipping in the US. I still have to request buyers complete 2 transactions for heavier bundles. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I never have had any crazy big bundles. All right. Oh, I know, actually I have. I haven't had them for a while. I think since I pushed my ASP high, it's just not common that I get crazy big bundles. And usually when I do, it's like free people items that just don't account for much. They don't get past that weight. So, yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up. I was aiming to do about 30 minutes on here, kind of chat with you guys, see how everyone's feeling about this. If you want to drop your thoughts in the comments, I'd love to read them. And yeah, I don't know. I kinda like when I came into it, I was like, "Oh, well, if that fee includes the shipping label," I'm like, this is kind of a win-win. This isn't that bad." And now that fee on top of the shipping label, yeah, I think for those over $50, even then, I do think people are gonna be upset. I think people are just gonna want better deals. Does that make sense? Like, people are just gonna wanna pay less because now they're calculating in that fee. Um, I guess, like, the bonus is that if other platforms are doing it, I mean, eBay doesn't. I did get a message from one of my friends last night, and she's like, "Time to turn to eBay, time to push eBay," and I'm like, "I know." I kinda canceled my store subscription, gosh, probably like a year ago because I just wasn't cross-listing over there consistently, but I have been lately, and I'm thinking maybe I should pay for that storefront again, and, yeah, focus a bit more on eBay, and my ASP is higher on there. I don't know if you guys saw that last video, but I get good money for my items on eBay. I just feel like the sales don't flow as quickly, but maybe with that store subscription, it would make a difference. I did notice that when I paid for my store subscription, I made more sales over there. I could run sales. That's the downfall of not having a store subscription is that I rely on people to like items so that I can send them an offer or like watch it or whatever. And when I had the store, I could just do like sales on weekends and that helped. So, you know what? I just convinced myself I'm gonna open up my store probably this weekend again and start running sales on eBay and pushing more sales over there because I think there's a little less um what the heck am I thinking? It's like there's nothing blocking the sale. Like I do think this additional fee to the buyers is going to be a little bit of a pain point for people. And it's going to get harder to make those sales on those lower items. Um, but like and the reality is they're not really providing anything extra. Like everything they are like, this is what it gets you. Those are things they were providing before. So now they just wrapped it up with a bow and they're like, guess what? You're going to pay for this. Um, so yeah, we'll see. We'll see what people think. We'll see what buyers think. Okay. Oh, I was gonna say something else. So you know how I used to talk about like the algorithm stuff, and I'd be like, something's going on, like sales turned off. I'm noticing changes. 2 weeks. So for the month of September, I was peaking $1,500 to $2,000 a week in gross sales. I was doing good. I was on par to sell $8,000 worth of items in the month of September. And then probably a week and a half before the end of the month, it was like my sales shut off. Like the tap, someone just went, "Er," turned it off, everything shut off. And in the back of my mind, I was like, what the hell is Posh doing? Something is going on. And then I was like, okay, Tab, you're being a conspiratist. That's not, that's it's probably not true. Nothing's happening. It's just like, spending habits, end of the month. That was something I thought of. I was like, okay, well, it's end of the month. People are tighter for money than they have in previous years, rents, mortgage bills, things like that, right? Payments coming out. But now knowing what I know, I wonder if it's all this back end stuff that's been slowing sales down. I don't know if has anyone else noticed a slowdown in their sales in the last, we'll say 2 weeks. Like like I was like every other day doing my shipping and like IKEA bag of full of like things to ship out. Like it was crazy. My sales were just like flowing. It was wild. And not wild. That was normal for me, like we'll say a year ago. Very, very normal. I used to always have an IKEA bag. I used to have to get shopping carts at the post office to put all the items in, and I haven't done that in a long time. Sales have just been much slower. So, anyways, what I want to say is my spidey senses were telling me that Poshmark was doing something in the background, and it was like the app just kind of got put on hold. And I think I was right. They were. I experienced a shut on, shut off to my friend. Noticed that when I'm on a sales reel, not and vice versa. Yeah. Yeah. And also the beta testing search fund. Yeah. And that's what I'm like. They're beta testing the shipping in the US. My sales in the US have been a fraction of my sales in Canada, which would make sense because they're not testing all this stuff in Canada. So I do think all this testing and all this beta and all these new programs is definitely affecting the marketplace. and the sales for sure. If I should put up a screenshot on my next what sold video. Shoot. Oh yeah, no, I think I'll have some somewhere of like what my sales looked like in September, like day to day, like when it shows the month and it's that graph. It's crazy. It's crazy. And I could compare it to my Canada one, and the US one is just messed. It's so frustrating. Yeah, you've noticed, yeah, slow down, less overall traffic. Yeah. And they had a message about them doing testing. Exactly. So, yeah, things were happening. Same thing, crickets. Yeah, crazy. Gosh, I hate it. I hate all these changes. As I start the live saying I don't get emotional over this stuff. I mean, it is what it is, right? I think this is why it's so important for you to diversify. I think it's important for you to not only sell on Poshmark, that you have at least one other income stream for your reselling, because when things happen like this on Poshmark, you need other areas to pick up the slack. Yeah. Um, so keep that in mind, because there could be more changes that are out of our hands that we have no control over. The only thing we have control over is how we run our business and where we put our items. So I would still definitely be recommending to anyone that only sells on Posh that they are expanding, putting their eggs in at least one other basket. If the easiest for you is Facebook Marketplace because it's local, it's easy, there's like zero barrier to entry, it's very easy to sell on Facebook. Then go to that. If you want to try eBay is not complicated. I think everyone has a fear factor with it. But it really just takes trying, doing a couple sales, have a couple listings. Sometimes you got to have a couple crappy sales or crappy, I don't want to say experiences, but like where you're like, oh, okay, now I need to change this for you to figure things out. So it's got to be a learning process. No one comes in knowing everything. And I get that comment a lot from people where they're like, I'm just trying to learn everything before I do it. You'll be learning forever. There's no end point in this. It's just an evolution. So I would say your best bet is to just start trying and learn through your own processes and your own successes and failures, and just give it a shot. I don't sell on any other platforms. If you do a ton of vintage, I would probably go to Etsy, try selling on there. I did sell on Depop a while ago. I just don't really enjoy the demographic that I'm trying to sell to. Just a bit more difficult. I think depending, I guess, on the items you're selling. The items I was selling were not Depop items. So do a little bit of research, go on the different apps, figure out what's selling on those apps. What do you see the most of? And then decide from there. But yeah, I would say eBay has said having a store doesn't affect sales, but I kind of believe you that it gives more sales because yeah. Yeah, and I think the reason why having a store does affect your sales, like I don't think it pushes your items, but you're allowed to run sales. So you can run a 30% off store-wide sale, and you can set to start Friday morning and Sunday night. People that are shopping see your prices are discounted, and you do get more sales that way. So I would always run a 20 to 30% off sale on weekends in my eBay store, just to encourage more shoppers, knocks your prices down if people are searching certain things. Yeah. So I hope this helps you guys. I hope it gives you a little bit of insight and just a chance for us to sit down. I feel like I should do these more often, just be like 7:30 at 7:30 in the morning, my time. I'm gonna get ready and go to Value Village soon. Um, or it was 7:30, sorry, when we started. But what time is it? 8:15. Um, I should try and do these a little bit more often where we can just like sit down and like chat. Chat about what's happening, chat how everyone's doing. It's so nice to see you all. Just sold a women's rag and bone puffer on Posh US for 225. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Miranda, it's shipping plus a fee. Yeah, okay. I've gone to try and buy. Ah, shit. That sucks. Last 2 weekends on Posh Canada, my closet popped off. Lots of winter stuff selling. It's been my best month in 4 months. I agree. Me too. Hands down. September, even though that my sales like came to a screeching halt about a week and a half ago, it still was like I haven't seen my sales flowing like that in a long time. So, yeah, all right guys. Well, I'm going to head out of here. Thanks for sorting this whole fee structure thing out with me. I definitely did not understand it either coming into this video, so it's good that we can sit down. Um, we'll see how it goes. I mean, it is we will be making more earnings on our items. Some people less, some people more, depending on the cost. Obviously, the higher ticket items you will be making more money on than you were previously. But yeah, that seller fee or that buyer fee, I think that's going to be the kicker. We'll see how it goes. I think we can expect people lowballing us even more, people wanting even better deals because now they're having to factor that in. And this might be where the importance of finding those quality pieces, it's either going to be like one of a kind, highly sought after, multiple factors, material content. Like it's going to have some stuff to it to hold that value. And I guess we'll touch base in a couple of weeks. I don't know if I'm actually in the program. Let's just check really quickly. This is such a pain in the butt. So having a US and Canadian closet, I have to log in and out every time to get into each closet. So I'm just going to check really quickly before I go if I'm in this beta testing. How would I find out? Let's see, orders. Yeah, I haven't had any orders today, so it doesn't show me. Would pricing up and doing free shipping be a good idea to combat this? Yeah, maybe pricing up and doing, yeah, maybe that free shipping. I don't even want to do that. But I guess like we're making more money. See, like maybe this is a manipulation for us to do that. I use the app for Posh Canada and open Posh USA on my browser so I don't have to log. Yeah. And I'll do that when I'm doing shipping. I'll open Posh US on my laptop in my shipping room and then do the Canada one on my phone. But yeah, that is a good idea. And you know what? But then, yeah, I mean, you're not. I think that will only work, Mandy, for those higher ticket items. I think if you're selling a $20 item and you offer that free shipping, it's going to be a lose. But yeah, that might be how you get it, right? Or lowering that shipping. Mandy, you're such a problem solver. Even if you put just that lower tier, yeah, Amanda, I have a green banner on my closet saying $5.95 shipping for my closet worldwide. Yeah, that's the same Posh Pass beta for ambassadors. Totally, totally. I agree. Yep, I agree. Maybe we'll have to just do the set discount shipping. Um, I do think you'll have to be selling those higher ticket items to justify that, but I like the strategy. We always have to pivot and strategize. I agree. I agree. I think I need some time to like mellow on it. Like I said, coming into this, I didn't even read up. I literally read up on it 2 minutes before we came into this. I haven't been jumping on all their beta stuff as much. A lot of times it doesn't apply to me. So it's been like, I'm like, we'll see what happens. But yeah, okay. I'm going to think on this, guys. If I come up with anything else, I will share it either on Instagram or in my next video. Actually, I lie. My next video is already recorded. I just have to edit it, so it won't be in the next one. But maybe I'll try and post something on Instagram if I come up with any other strategies. But I do like the discounted shipping one. I do like that one. All right. I think casual sellers will like it, but pro sellers already know how to source price items and maximize profit. I agree. You guys too have a beautiful rest of your day. Thank you. Same to you guys. I'm heading out sourcing. So feeling the tingles. Hopefully it's a good day. Sending you guys lots of sales. I hope we all get lots of sales. And I hope October is a good month. It's a bit slower than September started out, but there's a lot of things happening in North America right now. There's a lot of chaos happening, and I don't know if people have just put shopping online or shopping on hold because they're just fully consumed on other things on their phone. There's a lot of stuff happening. And it may be like that for like another month and a half. We'll see. We shall see. Otherwise, we just keep trucking along. Yeah, fourth quarter. Let's do this. I agree. I agree. All right, guys, thanks for coming in. Very casual coffee chat. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Just a way for us to sit and talk about things. And I just enjoy sitting around and hanging out with you guys and reading the comments and having conversation. It's just a nice way for us to talk about these things without I don't know, I don't know what I was gonna say without what, but it's just a nice to sit down and have like a group discussion about this. And everyone's being very reasonable. I love that. We're just trying to figure this all out and get through it. So, all right, have a wonderful rest of your day. And I will, oh, someone asked about my next group reading. I may not have another one until January, February. Um, I think I'm gonna do one before Christmas, but it's only gonna be for people that have already had an appointment or a service or have booked with me at some point. It's gonna be only open to people who have been a client of mine. It's more of like a kind of a personal thank you. So, but if you haven't had a reading with me of any type, then it would probably be January for the next group reading. But yeah, that's my thoughts. I have a lot of stuff going on in my personal life right now that is very taxing, taking a lot of my energy. And I will probably share it, I don't know, maybe in a couple months when I'm ready. But I'm okay. Jeff's okay. My kids are okay. But there's just, yeah, it's been a wild ride. You guys are going to be shocked. So, a couple months, I'll share more what's going on. Until then, I will keep trying to show up, do my videos, keep selling, making money, and we'll talk soon. Bye.